Ryan and Rob are here with another episode of Your Coach's Corner. Today we're going to discuss the velocity-based training. What is it? How does it work? And how would you use it? Essentially, Rob, what is your version of velocity-based training?
Just moving weight quickly. Most of the time during like one of the compound lifts, just trying to get that, move that during lift 0.6, 0.8 meters per second, somewhere in that range, so you can always accomplish that lift.
All right. So velocity-based training: velocity, speed, force, power. How fast is that bar moving? Ideally, your velocity is going to be between 0.7 to 0.8. However, if you're hitting 0.6, 0.5, you're pretty close. Ideally, though, you would drop a couple pounds. Maintain your drop a couple pounds off the bar. You'll maintain your accommodating resistance. So maintain your bands and your chain weight. Drop the bar weight itself just a couple pounds until it starts to move within that 0.7 to 0.8 meter threshold. Reason why is your technique may be off. So if you're hitting that weight last week and you're having no issues with it, this week you add on the extra 5% of accommodate, or your extra 5% for bar weight, you may find out that either your technique is suffering or you're just not as fast at it. If you're not as fast at it, you need to drop it back, because the idea behind velocity-based training is to hit that 0.7 to 0.8 meters per second. It is not how heavy you are moving, not how heavy the weight you are that is moving. It's how fast are you moving it.
How do we tell like how fast the bar is moving?
You got two different ways. You've either got your coach's eye, or you've got a velocity-based trainer tool to help you guide you. The tool that we have here right now is Flex. Flex works decent, but it doesn't cover all the different bars, because some of the bars are made out of a different material in the end, and it just doesn't register when that's moving. Standard barbells, yes, and it's bars that are made like the standard barbells, yes, but like your axle bar and some of your camber bars, it won't cover. The other way is obviously your coach's eye. Coach's eye is inaccurate, and it's also discriminatory. So sometimes the coach is going, yeah, you're moving really super fast, right? And you can come back the next week, move exactly as fast as it, but you got your VBT on, you'll find out that you're like 0.5, 0.6 maybe if you're lucky. And other times you're moving way faster than what it actually is supposed to be. But typically, with the human eye, you're going to be slower than what it needs to be. How would you incorporate it? So would you use it for your max effort work? Would you use it just for your speed work or your dynamic? You're going to use it for like your repetition work, like if you're doing a set of 8 or 10? How would you use it?
I would use it mostly on my dynamic work and rep work. Really mostly dynamic. You could use it on your maximal just to give you a guesstimate of where you're at on the lift, but I would mainly keep it to your dynamic.
So for me personally, I prefer it on my dynamic. That's the one that I'm really most concerned about with my speed. However, I will throw it onto my maximal work just to kind of get an idea of what that speed level looks like compared to like what my dynamic effort work is. So if I find that my dynamic effort work is lagging behind and I'm not adjusting it and I'm just going with it, and I find that my maximal effort work is lagging behind and the weights are starting to drop or not raise as much as they should, I'll know I need to increase my velocity. On the flip side, if my velocity is flying through the roof at my specific percentages, and my velocity in my max effort work is going higher as well, I'll know at that point that I should likely be able to hit a new PR, and that will let me adjust my bar weight, not my accommodating resistance, but my bar weight, so that I can get back to within that 0.7 to 0.8. Now if you're hitting 0.9, 1.0, you're going extremely fast and you definitely need more weight on the bar. Something to keep in mind is your velocity-based trainer may actually also show you your bar path. Your bar path can be extremely interesting, because you may find that by leaning slightly forward, you're a little bit faster. Maybe more upright, you're a little bit faster. You may find that you're going down into that good straight bar path down, and then you're coming up all funky up top and it's slowing you down a lot. So it may not always be your actual power and your speed capability, it may be your technique. That's where the velocity-based trainer is great, being able to show you your technique. it can show just minimal deviations on the bar path, and it'll show you how fast and how hard you're hitting it. So if you're coming up out of the hole, it can show you that you're going really slow. You get hit about halfway point, and that can show that you're exploding up harder. So you're exerting more force at that point, which is about right, because if you're exploding up and out of it, you're not going to have your maximal speed built at that first second.
Right.
Ideally you will, but you don't always have it that way.
It'd be a good way to, with showing the bar path like that, you'd be able to find out your weaknesses.
Yep. Which we will cover within the different DVTs. Next week we'll cover rep 1, and hopefully after that we'll be able to cover, or next week we'll cover flex. Hopefully the week after that we'll be able to cover rep 1, but if we don't have it in yet, we'll do a future podcast on that as well.
Sounds good.
You got anything else for everybody?
No.
All right, it's Ryan and Rob signing out. As always, don't forget, like and subscribe.
Be better.